Do you know if they reached out to Jeff?
They did not.
They didn't even reach out.
Have not spoke to him. Incredible. Under no circumstances.
Wow. Okay.
So when I do this interview, that's what I'm going to ask him here in a minute. Like, have you spoke with the father? And since I have, the father says he wants no part of this. Under no circumstances, he wants his kid labeled with what's happening here. So since they're going to give me an interview, I'm going to go do it.
Wonderful. We're all very excited for this.
They finish with this.
No reason to plunge a dagger into his heart like that.
100%.
There's no reason.
100%. See, this is my organization.
I see.
And I travel across the country to reduce violence in black communities.
Thank you. I stand with you, sir,
on a regular basis. But today, I'm here on behalf of the father, Jeff Metcalf.
Okay.
And what he's asking you is to not use his son's image or likeness in what you're doing. You can do what you do, but that's not what he wants his son tied to.
Okay.
Out of respect for that family.
Now, I would ask Jeff Metcalf if he would be bold enough to act like a father of a deceased young man that was murdered instead of being somebody suppressed, worried that he's going to spark the next race riots or some type of thing. He needs to stand for righteousness, not for the consequences of righteous actions always need to be taken seriously. He needs to be righteous before he is fearful. He is acting out of fear, not out of righteousness. He should have been on the top of the bus today. He should have been standing shoulder to shoulder with me.
Are you a father?
No, I am not.
I'm a father.
Amen.
I'm a father. As a father, there is this thing called grief. So let me tell you what's going on in his house. He's getting swatted. His only other son.
Who is swatting him? Which community?
No, we don't know the community, but it's happening. That's on the police to find. Secondly, he has a son who's a twin, who his son died in his arms. So that means he needs to navigate that. Then his son, who's his only son, is getting death threats. So as a father, his hands is full. So the last thing he wants to be tied to is having this complex of race. So yes, violence is bad. Young black men are getting killed every day by young black men across this country.
Yes, but I'm not a member of that community. I'm a member of my community. My community is being victimized by the community of violent black.
But here's the problem. But here's the problem.
Degenerates.
When you stand up in the name of God, there's one body.
Amen.
And if you're not a part of that body,
I can read statistics. So I'm also a pragmatic human being. So I understand when there's a problem, it needs to be addressed head on. If you tiptoe around a problem, that's how you get to the end result.
So your biggest concern is the loss of white life by black people?
No, that's
not
my
concern.
I have concern.
The concern is a repeating pattern. It doesn't stop. It just keeps going on and on and on and on. And we just can't ignore it any longer. If it stops, we're good.
So let me answer that question. Do you believe more white people are killed by white people or by black people?
Listen, by strangers, it's 2 to 1. Every single race in domestic issues, because we live amongst each other and uncles kill uncles and drunk at barbecues and stuff like that, it's always the same amount.
So your response is this.
Let me respond, please. Please let me respond.
Is your response that Mr. Metcalf needs to get on your bus and tell people that his son was killed, but he's not you. So what I'm saying is,
I'm telling you, I'm somebody that stands for what I believe in, and I don't cower when it's time to stand.
If your desire
it's because of fear.
My desire is that another Austin Metcalf does not happen next week. And if I was his father, I would stand righteously to say, yes, but I'm a man.
We all have common
sense. So you're speaking for his father?
Hold on. We know.
No, I'm speaking for white men in this country.
Are you a father? Hold on. Are you a father?
Hold on 1 second.
Are you a father?
Hold on 1 second.
Are you a father?
I'm not, but listen.
Okay, so when I talk to non-fathers who are not dealing with grief, you've talked for an hour. So if you want to address, I can give you after I give this message. The bottom line is this. You have a father that's out of respect asking you not to put his son's face in a place. How do you say you're going to represent people when you can't respect the will of the people?
No, let me respond, guys. There's too much peanut gallery.
That's not what his father said. His father did not say that.
Can we please let me respond?
So you believe
I'm having a conversation between you and I. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Austin Metcalf is no longer Austin Metcalf. He is a symbol. He is a symbol of young white people being predatorized and victimized every single day, living in fear. He is living in fear. Our people in this country are living in fear. Austin Metcalf is no longer just his son.
Jeff, hold on. Jeff, do me one favor. Because there seems to be an issue that you're okay with Austin's name being plastered with this particular movement. Now, I've already addressed that. So now I want you to say one more time
protest, not the movement.
Do you agree with your son's name and face being attached to this movement?
Hey, Jeff Metcalf, this is Jake Lang here. I wanted to talk to you and not be led into a question. This is an illegal argument. This is called leading.
Do you agree with your son?
Can I have a conversation with you?
No, because you could have called him before that. You could have called him out of respect.
I've been reaching out. I'm one of the biggest figures in America.
Jeff,
nobody's ever
I've given you a message. I've given you your message, and here's the
all
response.
family members, everybody I could find.
I've given you your message, and here's the response.
You've not given my message. You've given your message.
What he said was this. What he said was this. He said that you, as a father, should be on the bus with him, delivering the message that he's delivering. Unfortunately, he's not a father, and the gentleman with is not a father. Maybe they don't understand what loss is. But at the end of the day, I've given your message, and they thought that it wasn't your message.
Let me have 1 minute of my message
Call
to Jeff
him.
Metcalf.
Call him.
Okay, what's his number?
He's on the phone right now.
So Jeff, do you?
This is not a good faith discussion.
Okay, hold on. Here's Jeff. Hold on. So Jeff, go ahead. Go ahead, Jake.
Hey, Jeff, it's Jake Lang here. Jeff, first of all, my entire heart rests in your hands. I would be in my position, not even as somebody even knew your son, but somebody that shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand, as I was a father, you could sit idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son. There is an epidemic problem in this country, and your voice could be one of the loudest voices in this country, but you have chosen to recoil out of fear and continue the suppression. Why will you not stand with me and with the rest of the people? We're not calling for racial divide. We're not calling for hatred. We're saying 350,000 attacks on white people by black people a year in this country is wrong. Why can't you stand that and say with that? Maybe you can. Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today. Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking...
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk.
But my son, let me finish. I give you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness.
You are being weak. I gotta be honest with you about that, sir.
You're being weak. Condemn your son's killer and the culture that caused it.
Hey, Jeff.
That's the problem. You've been submitted.
Hold on, Jeff.
You've been submitted.
I'll handle it from here.
You've been submitted, sir.
You're not gonna make us back down.
If we were all of your nature,
guys, listen.
You're not gonna say
what a weak man.
Do you know who you're talking to? You don't, do you?
I'm talking to a black man.
You don't. No, you're not.
Okay.
You sit here. You talk about Trump.
But I am. You're not
Google my name and Trump. No. When you do that, my name is Bruce.
I agree with black males winning. Google that. But they're not winning right now.
You're doing,
they're becoming degenerates.
What you're doing
and murdering white people.
You're not helping America. You're no more patriotic than I am. No way.
Silent is not helping. You've been silent. It's only gotten worse.
Where were you on January 6th?
You've been silent. It's only gotten worse.
Where were you? Did you stand for your country?
So you think that made you patriot because you showed up there? Does that make you a patriot?
Joe Biden,
because you showed up.
All you're doing is condemning us. What's your solution?
My solution is to help people where they're weak. So we have an issue in young black males' lives across the country.
It's not say that to Jeff Metcalf.
Say that to Jeff Metcalf.
We talk about it, man.
Say it.
At the end of the day, the man is asking you. So let me ask you this: you got a father who's grieving, and your response is he's weak.
My father is celebrating my strength right now.
You have no idea. You'll never win the Senate. And what I'll do, I'll come to Florida and run for Senate and run as a Republican, and I'll kick your butt.
No, you lose, bro.
You need 2 years of presidency in Florida.
Because this behavior is why we're in the situation where we are.
No.
We get these. Is that what it is? Okay. Well, at the end of the day, he's asked you what to do and what not to do.
Listen,
you have a right to do it or not do it.
You can say not talk about Austin Metcalf, but we're gonna continue this movement.
I love somebody.
You love the thought of using Austin for T-shirts, for propaganda, and to get out here and talk about
you want to shut down a white man right now.
I'll shut you down.
You're not shutting me down.
I'm not raising money like
because I got family.
I'm not raising money like
put down anymore. No, bro, you stop. You came here to try to shut him down.
No, I came here to give him a message from a father.
And listen,
but I realize that's not his this deal.
Let's be honest. You're a black man. You're trying to set him down.
I'm an American. First.
Nah, man. You don't
I'm an American. No,
I am. You're
I'm
not.
an American.
I am.
That's
You're
why
not.
I am.
That's why I'm here. You want to silence him.
No.
You want to
I'm
shame
an American that
I've seen it happen over and over. It's not foolishness. You've done nothing. You have not worked on anything. It's not changed nothing. We're here to try something different to stop this.
So what's the difference?
The difference is we're actually coming out here with courage.
Saying what?
And you just want to silence people.
No.
Saying that white people cannot be put down anymore.
I listened to you. I listened to you for 2 hours.
Yeah.
It wasn't substantive.
And you were raging.
You had more people.
You were raging.
To the
What's substantive then? What's
one dead to 17, another one who's in jail.
He's a murderer. And how often it happens all the time?
Who's been
He's
charged?
home eating Cheetos. We tried your way. It happens again and again and again and again and again. It doesn't stop.
Hold on. At the other day is this. You probably bought that hat for me. Those flags, I probably sold you those flags.
You're not a trumper, brother.
No,
you're not a trumper. I understand what being a Make America Great Again patriot means. And it means addressing
What does it mean?
It means addressing issues without being a pussyfoot around it. Don't tap dance around the issues. Address it. Black people are killing white people in this country, and it needs to stop.
Yeah.
We are being predatorized in our own country. We are being predatorized in our own country, and it's a weakness from Jeff Metcalf and people like you that is continuing the culture. Condemn Carmelo Anthony, condemn. Why are you confronting me? What if you call Jeff Metcalf and say there's a young black man with a Carmelo Anthony jersey on parading his son's death? When I'm standing strong against the murderer.
my name in Trump. Since you say
I'm standing strong against the murderer.
I want you to learn. I know.
President Trump pardoned
I got you. It doesn't matter, guys.
Oh, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
No,
President Trump
no, he probably shouldn't have got pardoned. He probably
You're
shouldn't
not
have gave you a
President
pardon.
Trump.
No, I'm a man.
You're a
That didn't
nobody.
matter. You're not Trump supporter then. It was just a part of
So the problem
You're not
is
getting
this.
due process. You're not getting impartial.
Here's the problem right here.
Dude, he's a waste.
You all follow a man off the cliff.
No.
I'm a man. I will call anybody
Donald
wrong.
Trump did not make
Yeah,
this
you won't
stance.
call him wrong.
Who won't?
Listen, you just want to
When Trump
silence
is
him.
wrong, I'll call Trump
been
wrong.
Donald
Racial
Trump, but Donald
chauvinist.
Trump
I see
did
it
not
right
say
there.
this.
Be a racist on GoFundMe. Are you joking me? Like, seriously.
Was it wrong for me to tell that woman to be quiet?
No, it was wrong for her to spray you with that mace.
All right, so me standing up for what I believe
No, I'm good.
and getting sprayed for it.
And that she's wrong, so hopefully you press charges and she's prosecuted.
So was Donald Trump wrong for pardoning me in the January 6th?
I don't know your role, but if you're wrong,
I had the most violent charges of all
You're
the
just
January
mad that we're
6th.
calling out
Yes.
black people for doing bad
So
things.
you don't
That's why
agree
you're
with being
wrong,
a
man.
1776
That's why you're
patriot and
mad.
fighting for your
Because
country?
you're calling out black people for
Would you
doing
believe
wrong.
the founding fathers are right to
the
go
founding fathers
against
were right
tyranny?
on some things and they were wrong on some
I'm
things.
talking about tyranny. Were they right against standing against tyranny?
No,
Are we right against standing
your
against black
rationale is
violence? It
tyranny.
is tyranny. We are living in tyranny. It is the same
if
tyranny.
Your concerns about black
It is the
violence,
same tyranny.
If your concerns about black violence, why
And
are you not
racism
talking
against
what's going
white
on in
people.
Atlanta? Why are you not talking about what's going on in Philadelphia? Why are you not talking about what's going
Listen,
on in
I'm talking about
Because we're
black
here
violence
today.
against
We're here
white
today. That's the
Americans.
reason why.
Look,
Yes, sir.
you want to
Yes,
talk
sir.
about cities. Detroit is one of the most unlivable cities in America.
Yep.
Up until the 1950s, Detroit was called the Paris of the West.
Okay.
Why is that? Why is that no longer the case? Because
Let
it
me
is
tell you why.
unlivable due
Let
to
me tell
black
you.
crime.
Dude, I'm slow. I'm slow. I just now recognize it.
Every minute you say that that's not an issue. You
Big community that I
Saying white
represent.
people are
I
being
also
targeted.
represent other communities.
What are you being
Republicans.
disingenuous? You're trying to shut him down.
Hey,
You're trying to shut him down.
hey,
Yes, you are.
I
You're trying to
look,
shame
look,
him.
you are a
You're trying to run him
I
off.
agree
I
with
see
you.
it.
You are black.
asked him what not to do.
You
He
put a
gets to do
cowboy
what
You
he
called him
hat
and
on
let him
and
and
say
get
you're
him to
because
say
you
that.
said
You're-
you are
is that
still a
even
member of
the
your
event?
community. Let me ask you
You're
something.
mad.
man.
No, hold on. You're mad because he's calling out black people for doing wrong. Yes,
I
you
don't
are.
care, son.
You care. That's why you're here right now. That's why
I
you
call
came
out
here.
black people
We're not
every
stupid.
day.
We see what you're doing.
One question.
We see what you're doing.
Should Carmelo
I know
Anthony?
you don't have white family members like I do.
Philip.
But I'm tired of it.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, really?
Carmelo,
I don't think
should
you'd be here
Carmelo
today.
not have any
You don't
injuries
think
on
it's a
my
problem
indictment?
that there's been
Why was I left?
$500,000 raised for Carmelo Anthony because he killed a white
So
man?
I have two problems.
What's your issue?
I have two problems.
Yeah.
So
no, hold on.
If
When
Carmelo
you see-
Anthony
when
was
you
your
see-
neighbor,
hold on.
would you allow your children to go play with him right now? Carmelo's answer, neighbor. He's home on bond. Would you
Think
send your
about-
children over to go play Xbox with him right now?
I don't know the kid.
Exactly, because he
You
doesn't
don't know?
use your
Oh,
neighbor.
wow. Okay.
Hold on.
I know what you were here today.
Why?
You're just mad that he's calling out the problem of black people killing white people. Yes, that's exactly what I think.
You don't see
You're
That's
for
why I think
black
you came
males
here to
winning.
start
How
some
about
shit.
for black males murdering? Are you against that?
100%.
I think
Okay,
that I
so
think
why
Austin
Carmelo
was
Anthony? Why
a
is he
black
given the
kid.
opportunity to kill the next person that says, "Hey, can you get maybe move over a couple inches"?
I'm
He's a
saying
threat to
he
the white
clearly
paper
murdered
boy
someone.
that's
He
going to
didn't say
chop
he
up
stabbed
the
him. He should
paper
not get
tomorrow
out on
morning.
bail. He's a danger to the community. If I killed your son, would you want me on the streets right now?
You kind of agree with me?
I kind of agree with you on the bond.
Let me say this.
The issue is, no, wait, hold on. I kind of agree with you on the bond. But no, hold on.
Murder is getting
done. He don't want you to be a man. He
Hold on.
wants you to
That's
follow
not what I'm
him. No.
saying. That's not what I'm
Righteous.
saying.
No,
What I'm saying is that you're being silent about the issue of black crime. You're saying, oh, what about Detroit? What about St. Louis? Those cities are unlivable. Those cities are unlivable, not because of Indians,
So you just said I'm being silent. I'll tell you what I'm doing since you don't know me. Since you don't know me.
You're running cover for
so
black
since
crime.
you don't know me, Google my name, Bruce Carter, black on black crime.
I can Google his name.
I'm holding a meeting this Tuesday where I've called on the mayor, the city manager, Dallas County, and DISD.
Do something real and say, get that man back in jail.
If you're going to hold a meeting, he doesn't need to be in jail, son.
Okay, so then put your kids over. Let's schedule a play date.
Listen.
Your father, let's schedule a play date. He's not a danger to the community.
So here's the problem.
Let's schedule a play date.
My name is Bruce Carter.
Let's schedule a play date.
So here's the
Carmelo
problem.
Anthony and little baby Bruce.
I gotta go.
Little baby
I gotta
Bruce.
go.